Hey guys, Rex is all here and welcome to Update Monday. That's right, we're actually doing this on a freaking Monday. It's the 25th of May, 2026. It is boiling here in Britain right now on this bank holiday Monday. It's a late Update Monday because I was just at my good friend Richard's house to play some Warhammers. We played 2 games. We drew the first one, lost the second for a not unnarrow loss. But it was there was 200 points in it, so it was fairly narrow. It was a 1,000 point game as well. Anyway, beside that point, this is just an update Monday to let you know that I exist still. After last week's Wednesday update, I think it was. I streamed. I streamed on Sunday. I streamed Sunday morning. The link is in the description below. I streamed some. What's it called? I streamed a reading. I read some Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. It was good. Basically everything worked except for one thing, which I fixed on stream. And yeah, as I said on the stream and to a few people outside of that, I'm intending to stream more going forward. It's going to be a little while before that schedule becomes fixed and a bit more continuous. The big issue that I have is just that I've still got things going on. So it's Monday. I have 2 days of work and then I'm off again. We're going to Scotland. We're going to be meeting up with my wife's parents and just chilling out in Scotland for a few days before returning. And then they don't leave the UK until the 10th of June. So spending some time with them. So it won't be able to be anything solid and concrete, but it's a good step and start to just getting things up and running. Because my intention and the thing that I would like to do would be to stream at least twice a week. Hopefully 3. 3 is my aim, but 2 would be nice. I think for the majority of the time it'll probably be the reading because I do enjoy that. It's nice and chill. It just gets me going and I don't really have to think much because I'm reading whilst enjoying the book that I'm reading. My intention at the moment is just to finish Lord of the Rings, both the Two Towers and then Return of the King, and then we'll see what happens from there. But the books are fairly lengthy, so it'll be a little probably by the end of summer I'll have finished definitely the Two Towers and probably make most of my way through Return of the King and hopefully to the end of it. So anyone who watched it at the time, thank you for watching, and I hope that with the link below you guys can just have a little look if that's something that you enjoy. I don't intend to put them on YouTube for copyright reasons, and also just, the VOD is on Twitch. None of my previous ones have been recorded either. It's a bit too much work. In terms of YouTube stuff, I am intending to do something for YouTube. I literally have no idea what that might be. For the issue that I have is I would like to move over to a different editing software. At the moment I'm using the Steam version of the old Sony Vegas Pro, which is called Movie Studio something, but it's old at this point. And I just want to move. I think there's probably better ways to do it. It's old, it's clunky. I know how to use it, but I don't know how to use... how to say this, I've always been using the very minimal things. I don't know how to do proper editing or anything. I've learned a few things here and there. Some of my old videos have some more editing, but I just want to try out new things and just see what I can do with it. So I've looked a little bit. I know one of them is called DaVinci, I think, and the other one is called CapCut. Those are the main ones that are free, because I'm not going to spend hundreds of pounds on something. Because when I looked, it was you can get this to Hollywood level stuff. It's I don't want Hollywood level editing software. I just want something that I can just use just to do a few quick edits here and there, to add a funny meme here and there, that kind of stuff. Which I know I can do, but it's just something about the editing software that I have it's just old at this point, and I'm sure that there's a lot of things that the newer models, newer software would be able to do. So if anyone's got any other ideas, depending on what people use, I don't want to use Adobe Premiere because I hate Adobe as a company, and so that's not an option basically. Beyond that, that's about it, to be honest. Since last time I messaged, it's just been a lot of time off. I've done a bunch of painting preparation for events that I've got coming up. I just played some Warhammer, played some Old Worlds for the first time since January, so that was a lot of fun. Just to get a quick game in, 2 games to be honest. In terms of playing video games, I rage quit a game this week. I put a whole negative review for it as well. I played it's Warhammer 40,000 Demon Hunters. I think that's what it's called. It's effectively an XCOM like. I think I spoke about it last week, but it's an XCOM like 40k tactics game, which has a really interesting mechanic for shooting, in which no one ever misses. There's no percentage chance to miss. Instead, your damage is based on your range of the weapon and the cover that the person that you're shooting at has. So, which I think is a really cool mechanic. I prefer it over XCOM's mechanic just because fuck percentage chances. Missing a 95% chance is bullshit, for example. But I can see the benefits of XCOM's type as well. But there's just I can see and really enjoyed what I had. It's called Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. That's what it's called. In any case, I rage quit because it was shit. It wasn't shit. It was unlike in XCOM, where the whole point is that you start there on the scaling, and the enemies start here on the scaling, and then you slowly move up together and then eventually overtake them. Here, I started there on the scaling, the enemy started here on the scaling, and then I went like that and they went like that. So, it very quickly became apparent that my builds were not working, or anything. I looked on the reviews, and the reviews basically just all said the same. It's like the scaling is so off in this game. The other big gripe, and that wouldn't be a problem, because XCOM games, similar to that, save scumming is a way to play games, to be like, oh, I now know what to come, I know how to deal with this. The issue here is the game, I'm not playing on Iron Man, I was just playing it on normal, and there's only one autosave, and it autosaves after every move, which is an Iron Man-like saving mechanic. On top of that, the only autosave that you get also doesn't allow you to go back to before the mission started and your selection screen. So XCOM's really nice. When outside of Iron Man, you have 3 autosaves in combat and 1 autosave from before the combat, before the mission started. So you can go through the autosaves as much as you would like, you can go back, whatever. And then if your build is wrong, if you realize like, I really need a sniper for this mission, or I really need a ranger for this mission, you can then just do the save from before the mission started and just do that. Here, that wasn't even an option. I didn't realize until I was like 4 missions in that was a thing, because I needed to go back. I was like, oh, I've got an incorrect setup here. And I couldn't. And it was a story mission. And so if you click restart mission, it just takes you to the very beginning of the mission. And you're like, okay, I need ranged units. I've got 4 melee units. I need to make this mission work. So it took me an hour. No, it had to be 2 hours. 2 hours to do 1 mission. And by the end of it, I was like, okay, finally got it. I was like, I've done this challenge. Cool. Not 20 minutes, 15 minutes later on the campaign map, I go into another mission, which is a story mission. And here I'm like, okay, I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm going to meticulously look at what the hell I've got. And I've got a save that is from before the mission. Cool. Looked at it. Great. Got my thing in. I got through the first half, and then I get to the second half of the mission. It's a story mission, so it's in 2 halves. And the second half is you have given a key character at the start. They help you through. They've got some really cool abilities. I'm like, cool, this will be really nice to use in the second half, I'm sure. Except for the second half, they're locked. You have to protect them whilst they're basically hacking something. That's effectively what it is. It's for 10 turns, 10 rounds of them hacking. Every round, so this is now an arena where you've got 4 guys instead of 5. Every round, 2 to 3 enemies show up. On top of that, after the 3rd round, a boss shows up. The average health of the guys is between 8 and 12, with some armor. So you have things that bypass armor. Armor regenerates, effectively the additional hit points that regenerate every turn. This guy had 40. So firstly, it's like, okay, cool, I just gone from 12 to 40 hit points I have to take out. On top of that, most of the enemies have 2 to 3 abilities, and they can do one of those 3. Effectively, they have 3 actions. Moving as an action, one of those abilities is an action, shooting as an action, for example. This guy had 6 different abilities. 6. And he could do 3 as normal, still limited. But those abilities, because it's a boss, were insane. He had take one of your units and teleport him somewhere on the map. He had take one of those units and make it so that he's cursed, so he loses 1 action permanently for the rest of the game, for the rest of the mission. And I'm just here like, what the actual fuck? On top of that, if you attack him, he then teleports away, turns into 2 of them, and one of them is a ghost, it's not real. So you have to potentially waste an action running to guy and waste an action then hitting the guy, because that's not the same action. And if it's the wrong one, you've just wasted 2 actions of a possible 12, because you've only got 4 people. Whilst every turn, 2 to 3 reinforcements continue to show up, and these reinforcements again have several abilities. You know, they've got 12 health. I only do between 3 and 4 damage per action, basically. So I was like, fuck this, I'm going to basically focus fire on the boss, because the boss is just the worst thing. Killed the boss, thought, okay, cool, this is a good place. Doesn't change anything. The reinforcements are still going, and because I'd focused so much on the boss, I hadn't killed 3 waves of reinforcements, which meant that now there were like 9 to 12 other reinforcements on the fields of various capabilities, and 9 to 12 dudes are against 3 to 4, because at that point one of them was just dead because of the boss. I was just overwhelmed, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just restart. Except it didn't restart me at phase 2 of this mission, it restarted me right at the beginning of the mission. I was like, you know what, fuck you game, I'm not going to play this. So I stopped, I uninstalled. Thank you for listening to my rant about Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, a terribly made game in terms of pacing and just general way that it works. It's a Dark Souls-like in terms of you need to have the perfect build, or you need to be a masochist, or both. And I just wanted to play the game. The first time I played XCOM, I played it on normal, and it was challenging, but I got through it quite easily by the end because I got the grasp of it. And then I played it on Commander difficulty, and it was harder, even though I knew how to play. I was hoping that this would be the same, where I would go into the game, and then I would be like, oh god, this is a bit challenging, oh well, and then eventually get the grasp of it. But I had no chance of getting the grasp of it, because by the time I thought I knew what I was doing, instantly get overwhelmed by something else. So, thanks. So yeah, can't recommend. So I'm playing Power Wash Simulator. Yep, that's. I went from a game that frustrated me to a game that is not quite as frustrating. Anyway, that was that. I went for a bit of a tangent rant there. Next week will be, I might do another update Monday. Tomorrow we'll be back into work for the first time in like a week and a bit. So tomorrow I will learn when I start my new position, which I expect will be next week, next Monday. So you might get another update Monday. I'm going to try and just do these on Mondays now, and I'll probably be doing those in the afternoon, evening time. And you're just going to have and rather than watching these at lunch like you guys used to, you guys are going to have to just watch them on Tuesdays, but they'll be on Mondays. You can watch them whenever you want. I don't care anymore. That's all I got to say. So, and that's all I've got, really, to be honest. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have had a good bank holiday for those of you who had them. For those who didn't, sucks for you, I guess. And I will talk to you all next week. Ta-ta.